This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
On day 5 of the assembly, there is still no dearth of drama. Tirupur takes centre stage. A meeting pushed for tomorrow hopes to resolve the issue. Is Thomas Edison the next victim forced into suicide? His death under mysterious circumstances pushes for a probe. Raja is confronted by realty promoter Shahid Balwa for the money trail. CBI also says it has evidence against Unitech. Second phase of the census 2011 has started for the first time. The third gender and homeless will be counted in. After being tagged the Detroit of the South, Chennai stands witness to the launch of the first free trade zone in the south of the country. The man who made your foot tap to Manmada Rasa speaks exclusively to NDTV Hindu on his 50th movie.
Manmada Rasa.
And no worries about no tickets to the World Cup this year. Spin a wish for your favorite team and get 2 tickets from NDTV Hindu. Welcome to the news tonight with me, Evelyn Matthews. So much making the buzz this Wednesday night, nationally and city-wise. We'll get into all of that, but before that, the national headlines. Arushi Talwar's parents are charged with murder and destruction of evidence. The court rejects CBI closure report. Trial begins at the end of the month. India to hand over 10,000 acres to Bangladesh in a border land exchange scheme. The Air India Pilots Union gives the management an ultimatum, says pay us our salaries for January or we will go on a strike. And to lift the cup of joy this year around, there are many takers. Confidence is high for the Proteas, the Englishmen and Bangladesh. The interim budget took the back seat today in the assembly. Instead, the closure of over 700 dying units in Tirupur following a Madras High Court order was hotly debated. While the state government promised action, the opposition remains sceptical as the courts have taken a serious view of the pollution levels in Noyal River caused by the dying units.
The opposition brought up an adjournment motion to discuss the revival of dying units in Tirupur, as the members pointed out that the closure would hit the economy of the western textile city. The state government promised an amicable solution at the earliest.
கடல்வாழ் உயிரினங்கள் எந்த பாதிப்பும் ஏற்படாத வகையில் திட்ட விரிவான அறிக்கையை தயாரிக்க ரூபாய் 5 கோடி செலவாகும் என மதிப்பிடப்பட்டது. இந்த திட்டத்தினை செயலாக்க விரிவான திட்ட அறிக்கை தயார் செய்வதற்கான நடவடிக்கை மேற்கொண்டு தமிழக அரசு தேசிய கடல்சார் நிறுவனங்கள், நேஷனல் இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் ஆஃப் ஓசனோகிராஃபி மற்றும் தேசிய சுற்றுச்சூழல் பொறியியல் ஆராய்ச்சி நிறுவனம், நேஷனல் என்விரான்மெண்டல் இன்ஜினியரிங் ரிசர்ச் இன்ஸ்டிடியூட் ஆகியவற்றுடன் ஆலோசனை நடத்தியது.
After the issue was raised in the assembly, Chief Secretary held a consultation with stakeholders, farmers, dying unit owners and Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board officials to find an immediate solution. While the government tries to address the livelihood issue of nearly 3 lakh workers in dying units, the opposition turned on the heat.
விளைவு திருப்பூரில் தொழில் பாதிப்பு, சாயப்பட்டறைகள் மூடப்படுகின்றன, அதோடு தொடர்புடைய பின்னலாடை தொழிலும் தள்ளாடுகிறது, நொய்யல் ஆறும் நாளுக்கு நாள் நொந்து வருகிறது. அந்த ஆற்று நீரை பயன்படுத்துகின்ற விவசாயிகள் கடுமையாக பாதிக்கப்பட்டு விவசாயமும் பாதிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கு. இப்போ திருப்பூர் பாதிக்கப்படுவதால் தமிழகமே பாதிக்கும். அந்த முறையில் நடவடிக்கை எடுக்கணும்னு கேட்டுக்கொண்டோம்.
The issue of dying units is not just an environment issue, but also a livelihood issue for both the farmers and the workers of these units. Failure to comply with the stated environmental norms has led to this muddied state of affairs. It would be interesting to see how soon the government is able to come up with a holistic solution. In Chennai with Peer Mohammed, this is Ashmit Kumar for NDTV Hindu.
Also at the assembly today were the pathetic conditions of the Adi Dravidar hostels that also came to light once again. Today, a CPM MLA slammed the ruling government for the inhospitable conditions that ultimately affects even the students' education.
தமிழ்நாட்டில் ஏறக்குறைய 2 லட்சத்துக்கு மேற்பட்ட மாணவர்கள் விண்ணப்பித்த விடுதிக்கு விடுதியினுடைய சேர்க்கை ஒரு 70,000 80,000 மட்டுமே சேர்க்கப்பட்டிருக்குது. சேர்க்கை இல்லாதனால மாணவர்கள் பள்ளி படிப்பை தொடர முடியல. குறிப்பாக பெண்கள் இருக்கக்கூடிய விடுதிகளில் ஏறக்குறைய 50 பேர் இருக்கிற விடுதியில் 100 பேர் அடக்கம் செஞ்சுருக்காங்க. 10 அடிக்கு 10க்கு 16 அடியில் 30 பேர் தங்குவதற்கான இட நெருக்கடியான அந்த விடுதிகள் இருக்குது. ஒரு பக்கத்தில் செஞ்சு அநேகமாக வந்து செஞ்சுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் செங்கல்பட்டு. இரவு நேரத்திலே குளிச்சிடணும், பகல் நேரத்தில் கதவே கிடையாது. செங்கல்பட்டு பெண்கள் விடுதி, கல்லூரி விடுதி. இப்படி கதவு இல்லாமல், பாத்ரூம் வசதி இல்லாமல், என் தொகுதியிலே கூட வந்து ஒரு மதில் சுவர் ஏறி குதித்து போய் காட்டில் போயிட்டு கழிவறை கழிச்சிட்டு வர வேண்டிய பெண்களுக்கு அவ்வளோ நிலைமை இருக்குது. இப்போ ஏற்பட்ட அவ்வளோ நிலை நீடிக்குது. ஆனால் அரசு புதியதாக சில விடுதிகள் திறந்தாலும் ஏற்கனவே இருக்கிற விடுதியினுடைய பராமரிப்பு, பாத்ரூம் மற்றும் குடிநீர் வசதி, உணவர வசதி இதில் எதுக்காக நிதி ஒதுக்கீடு செய்யலை.
Meanwhile, student suicides in Tamil Nadu are making headlines dangerously too often now. After Kadalur's Alvin Jose, third-year student at the MGR Janaki College, Divya, could Thomas Edison of Tindivanam have had a similar story that led him to take the extreme step? The boy, a student pursuing class 12 in Tindivanam's St. John's private school, died under mysterious circumstances last night. After finishing his special class, he had returned to his hostel but wasn't seen at class today. He was later found hanging from a tree. Police suspect a case of murder and are probing the case. The CBI is now confronting the former telecom minister A. Raja with the man he allegedly favoured to get a 2G license, Swan Telecom promoter Shahid Balwa. Balwa, who was arrested last night, allegedly conspired with Raja and associates to deny telecom licenses to eligible companies and cause losses of 22,000 crore rupees. Balwa is the first private operator to be acted against and is the fourth person to be arrested by the CBI. Meanwhile, the other telecom company the CBI says it has evidence against is Unitech.
Tonight possibly offers a small window for the CBI to grill Shahid Usman Balwa together with A. Raja.
The CBI has very little time. If the court refuses to extend Raja's custody, that means they only have this evening to grill Raja and Balwa together. And they're really hoping that this enables them to connect the dots and also get the money trail in this case.
37-year-old Shahid Usman Balwa, the fourth arrest in the 2G scam, is a Mumbai-based businessman, real estate promoter, owner of the DB Realty and Swan Telecom, now called DB Etisalat. In 2008, Swan Telecom bagged 2G licenses for 13 of the 22 circles across India, circles that included crucial Mumbai and Delhi areas for a paltry sum of 1,537 crore rupees. Within months, it sold 45% stake to UAE-based Etisalat for 4,500 crore rupees. A deal that shows how undervalued Swan Spectrum buy was, making a killing as it did even before launching a single service. CBI sources say it now has evidence that A. Raja gave Balwa an undervalued Spectrum deal. In return, Balwa channelized kickbacks Raja got from the Spectrum sale into the real estate, a business in which he already had a huge presence. CBI sources also say that at least 200 crore rupees was transferred by Balwa's DB Realty to Kalinga TV in Chennai, a media company owned by the DMK party members close to Raja. Also under scrutiny is whether Reliance ADAG owned more than 10% stake in Swan against the law that says one telecom company cannot own stakes more than 10% in another telecom company operating in the same circle.
In his defense, Mr. Bawa said that he had applied for Spectrum very, very early on. He was one of the earliest players, in fact, to bid for it. And in fact, when it was allotted, he got a very raw deal. He suffered losses. The lawyer said that he was being selectively targeted, that in fact there were much bigger, much more powerful telecom players who would also bid for Spectrum.
He is one of the beneficiaries in the Spectrum 2G scam, and warrants have been issued by the court.
Balwa's rise to the billionaires club has been nothing short of meteoric and mysterious. A small-town Gujarat boy, he started out as a hotelier and then partnered with Vinod Goenka to form DB Realty in 2007, a 2,000 crore deal real estate behemoth. Known to be close to a former telecom minister A. Raja and senior Maharashtrian politician, Balwa has even had allegations thrown at him about the alleged links to underworld don Dawood Ibrahim. And now, as he emerges in the heart of the country's biggest scam, the rags to riches story acquires a sordid edge. An NDTV Bureau report.
On to some news from the state, but in the political scenario, the General Secretary of the main opposition in the state, Ms. J.J. Lalitha, has eyed a new target today. This time, she is aiming at the Prime Minister and the UPA government, asking him to break his silence on the S-band scam. She has said, and I quote, It is a national shame that scams running to lakhs and crores of rupees are tumbling out of the UPA government's closet with monotonous regularity. Dr. Manmohan Singh has to break his silence and come clean. Otherwise, the people will lose faith in the central government and the nation will become a laughing stock, unquote. Now, the housing census was over nationwide last July, and now phase 2 of the census exercise has kicked off today. For the first time, transgenders are being treated as the third gender, pavement dwellers are also being counted, and disability too is enumerated. My colleague Lokpriya tells you more.
Chief Minister M. Karunanidhi and Governor S.S. Barnala were the earliest to be enumerated in the second phase of census, which kicked off today. For the first time, the census drive would cover new ground. Among the 29 listings, for the first time, disability will be acknowledged and noted, both physical and even mental. And the third sex has the option to declare itself as transgender.
Teachers constitute of about 1.5 lakh enumerators and supervisors in the state. In Chennai alone, almost 9,000 people of various government department agencies and the Chennai Corporation are involved in this particular census operation. Enumerators say that better cooperation from the public and more awareness regarding this whole census operation will help them in compiling the census data better.
It may appear to be a little invasive. Enumerators will want to put questions on demographic and marital status. There's even a separate code to record non-economic activity, education and professional parameters will also be part of the exercise. Some of the new features in the questionnaire include 8 options in the disability parameter, including mental health. A new category on those who have worked for less than 3 months among marginal workers has been included. The census on the pavement dwellers to be done on the last day of the census exercise is expected to present a picture on the urban slum dwellers, largely uncounted until now.
And the schedule is modernized, it's well designed, and it's designed by the National Institute of Design. So these are, and in the terms of processing, barcoding, etc., there are technical improvements made in the schedule. Because you got to invest your time. Somebody comes to your home with a schedule, you just have to spend about 20 minutes sitting with him and responding to questions. You just can't say, I don't have the time, I can't do it, or come again some other time, etc. So as long as that is tackled, we'll get a good response from everybody.
Each of the enumerator will cover 200 houses within the allotted 20 days. They would visit the area during afternoon or evening. Residents who have grievances can call up the civic body's helpline number.
We have a corporation's helpline 1913. It's a toll-free number. People can call in that number and then complain if enumerators don't turn up to their houses, probably after 15th. You please wait till 15th. And in your locality, if people don't turn up, you can call in that number and then complain. We will send a response.
Result of the census will be released during the first week of March. The comprehensive census and the huge volume of socio-economic data that will emerge is expected to help in policy making. In Chennai, with Lokpriya, Zoya Thomas for NDTV Hindu.
Well, plenty more news from the state and the city heading your way, including a wish list for the Finance Minister Pranab Babu. But that's when we come back. To stay with us.